Alright, this is parallel lines and perpendicular lines video 2. Alright, so on video 1 we talked about parallel lines and the properties of parallel lines. Now this video is all about the perpendicular lines. Again, you have to remember if the slopes are opposite and reciprocals. So that would be y equals 3x plus 4 and the opposite and reciprocal, so we go y equals negative 1/3 x plus 4. This and this have to be opposites and reciprocals. Now these two could be any number they want to be. They could be any number they want to be. So let's try on our thing. It's example 3. Alright, so find the slope of a line perpendicular to the given line that passes through this point. So if I look at the slope of A, it's 5. So I want to do the perpendicular of it. So we're going to do the opposite of 5. First of all, it's going to be negative because 5 is positive, so it's a negative. And then we're going to do the reciprocal of 5, which would be 1/5. And there's your answer for example 3, this first section. B. So I'm looking at the slope. It's 1/2. It's a positive, so the opposite of positive 1/2 is negative. And the reciprocal of 1/2 is doing reciprocal, remember, is flipping it, so it's 2 over 1, which is 2. So it's negative 2 is the answer to that one. Now, remember when we talked about on the last video where if the slope of y equals number is 0, so the slope of this is 0. So what is the opposite and reciprocal of 0? And that would be undefined. Because that's saying my line is going, remember it's the dangerous slope, which means it's going to fall off a cliff, so it's undefined. So let's look at example 3, the second part of it. So the same idea as on example 2, I believe. I believe it's example 2. Yep. Where you have to find the slope. So first of all, you're going to find the perpendicular slope of the numbers they gave us. So here it's 5. So the perpendicular of 5 is negative 1/5. And then you have your points. So I have my point and slope. So remember, we're going to do point slope form again. Point slope form. Do you remember what that is? That is y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. So here I go. I have my point and my slope. So it's going to be y minus a negative 2, which makes it a positive 2, equals m, which is now the new m is negative 1/5, and then x minus 0. And then we have to get it all the way to slope-intercept form, so I'm going to distribute. So it's going to be y plus 2 equals negative 1/5 x, and then multiply by 0 gets you nothing, and then I subtract 2. So y equals negative 1/5 x minus 2. Alright, let's look at the next one. 3/4 is what it is, and I want to find the perpendicular of it. So m would equal negative, and the reciprocal of 3/4 would be 4/3. And here's your point. So we're going to do point slope form again. So it's going to be y minus 8 equals negative 4/3 x minus 1. And then I would distribute, so y minus 8, distribute that, would be negative 4/3 plus 4/3 in mixed number form is 1 1/3. Then I'm going to add 8 to the number that's alike. I forgot the x on the negative 4/3. So it's going to be y equals negative 4/3 x plus 9 1/3. Here's your answer. See, it's a little different. Y is not by itself, so we have to get y by itself first. So you have a few steps on this one extra. So first of all, I need to get rid of the 10x and bring it over to the other side. So instead of it being a negative 10x, it's going to be adding 10x to both sides. So it's 8y equals 10x plus 3. Then divide by 8 to everything. So y equals, reduce it but keep it in fraction form, would be 5/4 x plus 3/8. So here is the slope, but I need to find out the slope. I'm going to put all the other information down below here. So m equals the perpendicular of that slope would be negative, because it's a positive, 4/5. Now I can do all the rest of the stuff over here. So I'm going to come back up to the top here. So it's going to be y minus 12 equals negative 4/5 x, parentheses, x minus 15. Then distribute the 4/5. So the y minus 12 equals negative 4/5 x. 5 goes into 15. It's going to be positive because they're both negatives. 5 goes into 15 3 times 4 is 12. And then I'm going to add 12 to both sides. So y equals negative 4/5 x plus 24. And here is your answer to that. Word problems. Urban planning. A bike path for a new city park will connect the park entrance to Park Road. And there is, I believe, on your homework will be pictures. The path will be perpendicular to the road. Write an equation for the line representing the bike path. First of all, we need to find the slope of the Park Road. So now you have to remember your formula for slope. So I'm going to put it on the side here, slope. So that is going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So m equals. So we're going to find the slope first. So it's going to be 1 minus 5 over 2 minus 4. That would be negative 4 over negative 2, which equals positive 2. Now we are going to find the perpendicular slope of that. And that will be opposite of 2, which is negative 2, and the reciprocal of 2, which is 1/2. So that's the second part of this. Now the information given to you, info given, is that b equals 4. Okay, so I have now my slope and my b, so I could do the slope-intercept form. So it would be y equals negative 1/2 x plus 4. Now your information is going to be a little different on your homework, but I don't think too differently. Goodbye.